Let's jump into finding your why. Simon Sinek has become very popular over the last couple of years. You've heard about his book, Start With Why. So impactful. Definitely go and read it if you have not had the chance yet. Finding your why as an organization is very different than the mission and vision. The why goes deeper. We're actually going to get into the emotions, which a lot of entrepreneurs don't like to do, but it's important. When you're talking about your why, I want you to think about the reason for being of your organization. Think back to why you started it. Why is this even around as a business? And the best question to ask yourself is, if you had to close your business down tomorrow morning, what would the world lose? That is absolutely the best way to look at your why. What you're going to notice when you're doing your why is that you're often going to end up with the how and the what. This is not as important. You can add a how to the end of your why, but the real goal here is to really get to the core reason that your company exists. Now, let me give you a few examples to look at the best companies in the world. I'll give you the easiest example to start with. Walt Disney. What is Disney's why as an organization? It's to make people happy. That's why they exist. They're not telling you about, bringing people to their parks, and they're not explaining that putting them on rides. The end goal of that is to make people happy, to make them feel that experience of joy and happiness in everything that they feel. Another great example is a company like Walmart. Walmart's why as an organization is to allow ordinary folk to buy the same thing as rich people. It's actually the Robin Hood concept, which is pretty incredible when you think about it. We don't look at Walmart that way. Walmart is known to be really rough with their suppliers. They squeeze the chain. You may be someone who even has to deal with Walmart. I know it's not as fun when you're selling to them, but as a customer, it's a pretty awesome company to go to because you're always going to get the best price when you walk into a Walmart. And they're actually doing that for a very specific reason, to make sure that you can afford the products that are in there. And the products that are in there are pretty good quality, so you are getting to buy something at a lower price that someone who has way more money might be able to buy. So got to think about your concept of your why as an organization. And the trick is, when you're doing this exercise, ask yourself the 5 whys, because what'll happen is that you'll come up with an idea, but you'll probably still be a little too structured. You'll probably be a little too much into the execution of what you're doing and not the emotional side of what you're doing. So ask yourself why 5 times, and typically you'll actually get to your answer. And much like core values in an organization, the why should be internal. It should be something that motivates your team members to really persevere, be inspired, be motivated to do their job every day. It's not a marketing slogan. There's tons of things you can do for marketing after. That is not the purpose of a why. The why is really internally to explain to people, this is the reason we are here. This is the reason for being of the organization. And when you nail down the why, it will give a very clear sense of purpose to every single one of your team members. And again, you'll just big time up the level of engagement, the level of commitment from those team members, and you'll see it'll make a tremendous difference moving forward for your company culture as well. So get to your why. Don't make it a how. Don't make it a what. Really think of why you exist and what the world would lose without you. Make it internal and communicate it to every single person in your organization.